You're also watching TVC News On 10. Let's turn our attention to business now. The National Bureau of Statistics says a total of 224 million active voice subscribers were recorded in the fourth quarter of 2023. According to the Bureau, the figure shows an increase of 0.96% compared to the 222 million reported in the fourth quarter of 2022. This is contained in the NBS telecoms data, active voice and internet per state, porting and tariff information report for the Q4 2023 released in Abuja. On a quarter-on-quarter basis, the report showed that active voice subscribers increased by 1.32% from the 221 million recorded in the third quarter of 2023. Also, the report revealed a total of 163 million active internet subscribers were recorded in the fourth quarter of 2023 compared to the 154 million reported in the fourth quarter of 2022. Away from there now, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria says it will partner with the Shelter Africa Development Bank to explore its infrastructure funding product as part of efforts to revive about 46 abandoned housing projects across the country. Details in this report.
In the last 3 decades, the housing deficit in Nigeria has risen to an extremely disturbing level. Available data shows that the deficit figures rose to 12 million units in 2007, 40 million in 2010, 20 million in 2018, and in 2023, Nigeria now has an estimated 28 million housing deficit. The new leadership of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria says it will continue to partner with relevant stakeholders to explore available infrastructure funding products as part of efforts to improve the housing situation in Nigeria.
I'm particularly excited about the bouquet, the various products that we have, various funding options that we now have to choose from. In fact, under the Renewed Hope Cities and Estates program of the federal government, FMBN is providing the offtake guarantee for the delivery of 100,000 housing units across the country.
Managing Director of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria will receive a delegation from Shelter Africa. Said areas of partnership will include construction financing, gender-related housing, Islamic non-interest housing, among others.
We saw from the highest level of the country the commitment to address the housing and urban sector as a priority, because His Excellency actually did realize the importance of the sector in terms of driving economic growth, job creation, and GDP growth as well.
The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has financed estates across the country, and some of these estates are abandoned with huge capital tied down in those projects. And analysis of those projects indicate that there were occasions where the bank went into a partnership with state governments, and the state governments promising to deliver infrastructure so that the bank will finance the construction of the houses so that the houses can come cheaper and affordable.
Both parties also seek to explore diaspora mortgage space, where Nigerians remit as much as $25 billion every year.
Now the stock market closed the week in the green as price recoveries moved strongly in trade sectors. We turn to market editor Ifemiko for more.
The week closes at the stock market with many firms improving their share prices on average levels. So far, there has been trade struggles between the bears and the bulls in determination to take over the trading floor. Weekend index showed 0.84% in the afternoon on Friday. FCMB and First Bank Holding were frontline traders in terms of volume attraction. The downside traders with losses included Nigerian Breweries, Cadbury, Keveton Aviation, Cornerstone Insurance, and Lasaco Assurance. 290 million units of shares were traded in the markets. And going out of Nigeria, we look at the Kenyan Stock Exchange. For the second straight year, a major telecoms firm at the Nairobi Securities Exchange, Safaricom, has told shareholders that they cannot take home all dividends due on their investments. Safaricom is cutting the current dividend to 23 billion shillings to be able to stay afloat in business operations. In Kenya, general inflation rate is calculated at 8%. Fion Eko, TVC News, Lagos.
And let's take a look at the global equities numbers trickling in now as markets were on course earlier today for a week of heady gains as AI darling Nvidia stunning results sparked a wave of record highs from Asia to Europe and the US, while the yen nursed losses on a range of currencies. European markets pointed to higher openings with Euro Stoxx 50 futures up 0.1% and FTSE futures gaining 0.2%. US futures were mostly flat. Japan is closed for a public holiday, but Nikkei futures rose nearly 1%, suggesting Japanese stocks will extend their record run next week. MSCI's Broadex Index of Asia Pacific shares outside Japan paired early gains to be up by 0.2% and was heading for a weekly gain of 1.3%. Chinese shares wobbled between gains and losses, while the Shanghai Composite Index rose above the psychologically key 3,000-point mark before retreating trade to about 0.3% higher. Hong Kong Hang Seng Index slipped by 0.2%. And now Toyota Motor has extended the shutdown of 2 production lines at 2 manufacturing plants run by Toyota Group companies in Japan till March 1. The production lines have been suspended since January 29 after the discovery of irregularities in certification tests for diesel engines developed by affiliate Toyota Industries. On March 1, Toyota will make a decision on whether to reopen the lines. The suspension will continue for 1 line at Toyota Auto Bodies Inabe plant in Prefecture and Gifu Auto Bodies main plant in Gifu Prefecture. Now, crude oil prices fell earlier today after a U.S. Fed official said interest rate cuts should be delayed at least 2 months, but indications of healthy demand and concerns over supplies could boost prices in the coming days. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell at $78.18 per barrel with a price decline of 0.55%. Brent crude futures also experienced a downward price margin of 0.49%. selling at $83.26 per barrel. And Bonnie Light recorded an uptick of 0.46%, selling at $85.74 per barrel. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers are offering $81.99 per barrel, with a downward price review of 1%.